Hello, everyone. Like what I said earlier, that we are coming back again to discuss about this big trouble in Edo State. The issue of cultism is ravaging Benin City specifically. So, right now, what would be the solution? I have on the phone a citizen of Edo State. Hello, my brother. Can you hear me?
Hey, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm
So,
here.
thank you for joining us today, Brother Sosa. So, with what is going on in Edo State, people have sent me many videos. Oh my God. Oh my God. How many people have been reported dead over these few days?
According to the news, I read something that about 15 people died as a result of
The
car clashes in Edo State, or in Benin, rather, around Upper Sakumba Road. That was the news.
15 for how many days now? For the past how many days?
About in the last 1 week here.
The pictures are too graphic. I don't want to display the pictures for the audience to see. I think majority of Edo people have watched the videos and the pictures. They have seen the pictures as well. Oh, this morning I woke up on my WhatsApp, seeing these pictures. People send many pictures to me. Oh my God, what is going on? Benin is becoming bloody. It's becoming bloody. What the heck is going on in Edo State? This issue of cultism has been existing for a long time now. A long time.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, it's a big shame that we are not able to actually arrest this menace, because as a young man, I also know about these things when I was in university, but I was never a member. It's usually about competition, rivalry,
yes,
and all that, And I knew a couple of people who were members and all that. It didn't really make any difference for them. Of course, they terrorized everybody. They got what they wanted, but that's it. It's just but where I am really angry, or what I'm really angry about, is that some of the so-called big shots in Nigeria, they are also members of these courts, and they also sponsor them.
Yes.
I cannot mention names, but it is true that many so-called leaders, whether in our state, in other states, they are also members of the secret courts, and they help them to do all the logistics, sponsor and arm them to do mayhem on their rival courts and all that. And Benin City is becoming Benin, and the environment is becoming a very hot spot for this kind of things. And it doesn't even stop there, because where I live, I know that this thing can go as far as across the waters, that is abroad. So these guys are really deep in it, and they are very organized. It's a criminal gang, and they have strong people behind them, well-placed people behind them. But the shame is that these well-placed people, they will never come forward to say, "Oh, this is who I am, this is what I do," because they use these smaller ones to feed the rivalry, and then they end up killing themselves. For instance, the people who died today, their parents will not even know that XYZ is a member of this group that just killed his son or child, and these people will be going about in the city or in the town there, pretending to be good people, pretending to be leaders, when in fact they are the backbone of a very shameful group that can cause mayhem anytime. I don't want to mention names, but some of the people in this thing, we really respect them in our communities. But these are the enemies of the youths. They use the youths and they dump them. They set them up to fight themselves and destroy themselves. When, in fact, their own children, they send their children
abroad. Yes.
So it's a shame that our youths, they are not able to actually come to their senses and say enough of this bloodletting, enough of this killing, enough of this dastardly acts, beheading each other, killing each other. When in fact they can mobilize themselves to be to become a useful group in the state instead of becoming cultists. You can become part of the so-called vigilante group or whatever they call them in Benin City. We have all kinds of people coming into Edo State, coming into Benin to raid and to steal and to destroy our farms, to rob our people, to kill, to assassinate people. These are the kind of people who apparently are fearless and dogged, and they have the heart to be able to fight. They should be the ones to secure our place, but they end up killing themselves.
The issue of cultism, I will tell you, is the major problem that the state has been facing for a very long time now. We all have the right to any association, any organization. However, this fraternity group, the violence embedded in the group is what we are concerned about. You have the right to gang up with your friends, to a peaceful association. But the violence embedded in it is what we are concerned about. The killings, the incessant killings of our youth in Edo State is becoming a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. Of course, it's a phenomenon in the state.
It's true. That is why I always say that anybody who is in leadership position in Edo State and around, they should, from this moment, start to ask the necessary question: what is going on? Who are these people? Otherwise, these people, they know what is going on. If they're not able to say, what is all this? Who is behind this? If they're not able to ask these questions and confront them, then they are part of it. To be silent is to accomplish. If you are silent about something, it means you are part of it. You are allowing it. So I'm not going to mention names like I said before. This thing is so bad that even in the Nigerian police, you have them. You have these people
who are supposed to be regulating crimes. They are still members of this fraternity. Yes. What do you expect?
They fraternize with these people. So they give them information on what is coming and how they are going to avoid it and how they are going to escape and all that. The worst part of it is that this thing is also international. I will not mention names, but it's international.
Yes, they carry it with them.
If you go to Italy, if you go to Libya, if you go to that whole route, just to look what is going on, it's mostly the organized crime going on along those routes. It's done by Edo boys, Benin boys particularly. So
yes.
It's a shame. It's a shame, but this is true. I'm a Benin man.
High level of cultist activities in Italy.
Yeah, not only in Italy, it's everywhere. But it's everywhere. problems in Italy, they run into all the other European countries, and they continue to do their mess. Then they push them out, and then sometimes they deport them. But the killings, they do all this rubbish, They come here, they start misbehaving, they start oppressing themselves, and you're like, what is all this? But thank God they have a better system here where they just fish you out and throw you out. That's the only thing. That's the only way it works.
Yes.
And that's why in Nigeria we have to be very sincere.
Austin, please fix your camera properly. Fix your camera. Then I'll bring you back to the screen.
You mean?
No, not you. Austin is joining the show. Austin from Italy is joining the show. So I'm just I'm talking to him.
The thing is, we need a honest discussion about this problem. For instance, do you know how this will destroy the economic plans of the new government? If the whole world starts to know that Edo State is trying to build something, is now the investment hub of Nigeria. Oh, but I heard that the youths are very militant and they kill people anyhow. Nobody will come.
They look at the crime rate. The crime rate in Edo State.
Yeah, nobody will come.
Yes.
Because it's just a sign that you don't play with people's life, or the lives of their loved ones. No, you don't play with that.
Nobody will ever want to invest in a state with high rates of crimes like that.
Crime,
never.
Exactly.
They will never want to invest. Investors, they will never want to invest in a state with high level of crime and killings every day in the streets. See people, see our youths. I was just watching the pictures of our youth lying dead in the streets of Benin. I said, what the heck is going on? Are we fighting war in Benin City? What is going on that we cannot regulate this crime for how many years?
Yeah, that's it. That's a shame. You see, what we are now experiencing is the result of so many years of inaction. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to act against it. So it's now in our face. It's bearing fruit. So it's now up to us to say,
also the camera is not good. You still have some issues with camera. Hold on, my brother. I'm sorry. I'm talking to Austin here.
No problem.
Austin, the camera. You can position it on the landscape.
I've been trying to put it in the landscape.
It's good like that. It's good like that, Austin. I think it's perfect now. It's okay.
Like this?
Yes. If you can just leave it like that, I think it will be better. Then you move backward. You move backward a little bit.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay now. Osas, thank you, my brother. Thanks for the contribution.
Just to end it, just to stop, just let me conclude, madam.
Yeah, conclude. Go ahead.
If we are ashamed about this news that just came out of Benin today, if we are ashamed to discuss it and to confront it now, there is a bigger shame coming. A bigger shame coming because of all this. So the earlier we stand up now and ask the proper questions and follow it and go to the root source of this menace, better for all of us. That's what I want to say. We cannot pretend that we cannot continue to pretend that this is okay. It's not okay. It is real and it's trouble. We must confront it.
Like what you said earlier, that those that are supposed to regulate the crime, and they said they are all parts of this fraternity group. So what do you expect when even police officers who are supposed to be regulating crimes in the state?
Not only police officers.
Yes, even
there are some
the elites in the states. The elites, yes.
So if we have to do anything, we must do it now. Because it's as bad as what do you call them? Agberu.
Yes.
It's the same menace.
Yes. Can I call you back again so that you contribute again? So that Austin.
Okay, thank you.
Can I call you back?
All right.
Can I call you back?
Yeah, sure.
I want to call you back. There's something I want to discuss with you. Me, you, and Austin. We have to conclude on one strategy. So I'll call you back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Hello, Austin. Thanks for joining today, Austin. Hello, Austin. Oh, okay. It's like I mute you here. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you for having me on your program.
Oh, okay. Do you have any device there?
No.
Any device on? Did you on any device that is also watching this show?
No.
I'm hearing my voice. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it better?
Hold on, no. My voice is echoing to me. Hello. Right now it's not doing that anymore. So you see your side. Check your device. Okay now. Check your device. Check your phone. Did you watch this show before you log in?
Yes. Is it okay now?
No. Hello. I'm still hearing my voice.
I don't know why. I don't know why it's like that.
You used the phone to watch this show before you logged in, right?
No. I just came in. I didn't do that. I just came in directly.
My voice is echoing to me, and if I mute you, the voice will remove. No. Okay, now I'm speaking right now, and I can't hear the echo anymore. But if I unmute you, then the echo will start.
Can you hear the echo? Can you hear the echo?
So what you will do? Can you log in again?
Okay,
just
let me
log in. Get rid of everything in your phone and just come back again, please. Thank you. Sorry about that. So Austin is coming back, guys. Just hold on. Austin has a lot to say about what is going on in Edo State. This idea of cultism, even those who are supposed to be regulating crimes in the state, they are all members of the cultism fraternity group, whatever they call them. I don't really understand what is going on in Edo State. For many years, we have been dealing with this issue of cultism. Our youth, personally, I have been affected by this issue of cultism in the state. Some of my childhood friends, when I was growing up those days in Benin City in the 80s, early 90s, some of them are dead. Some of them are dead today because of cultism. They were shot dead in the street of Benin.
The truth, I would like to thank you for having me on your program. And before I start, I would like to say something in a Edo language. There's a parable in Benin, or there's a saying in Benin that where emi no ma ye bi emi da working beer. What we are seeing today in our society, especially in our country and our states, there are things that are long coming. You just talked about parents. The truth is this: are the parents even free from the same act of cultism? That's questions we should be asking ourselves. You don't expect a father or a mother that is not free from the act of cultism to be able to be thinking or even talking to the children to be free from the act. You understand? A goat will always give birth to a goat, while a lion will always give birth to a lion. I say it every day. You can't plant a mango tree, or you cannot expect a mango tree to start producing orange. That's not possible. I have a father. When I was growing up, at least I have also an only auntie. I grew up with my auntie too. As a little boy then, even when I grew up in an area where everything was so hot and all that, I knew what they told me. And I had a father who I know that if anything, I'm arrested for any act of cultism, for stealing or for anything, he will not even come there to come and say he want to come and bail his son. If they call him, he will tell you he is not my son. That's what that's what he told me when growing up as a boy. So I already knew if I get myself into any problem through this or through that, I don't have a father, I don't have a mother or anybody who will come and stand for me. So I quickly know how to stand my head even as a little boy. But go and look at these children today that have become all this a problem to even the states. When they do little things, then when they were growing up, you see the parents running there looking for money, borrowing money. I want to go and bail him. I want to go and do this, running up and down. Majority of these boys today that are causing problems that are these cultists in the state, their parents were the one that encouraged them, whether directly or indirectly, even right from even when they were little. I attended Owa Primary School of First near St. Joseph Catholic Church. I can still remember there was a day I got home from school. I saw a pen, and from on the floor, and I took it home. Do you know my parents dealt with me just because of a pen I picked from the floor? They dealt with me as if I stole, and they told me I should take that pen back to school and go and drop the pen where I took the pen.
Exactly.
Where I took the pen. They even called one of my uncle, who is of blessed memory and is no more, came to the house that Saturday, flogged the head out of me. That now I'm not taking things that doesn't belong to me. I'm not a thief. And when I explained everything to them, they said it's not my. They didn't buy anything for me. I have no right to take anything that they did not buy for me. But these days, you see children go out, come home with expensive cars, come home with expensive phones and all that. The parents will not even care. They are the one even clapping and say, "My son, don't buy this," or "My son, don't buy that." You see, don't you see this? You see a child of 27, a child of 21, 22, 23, coming home with cars over many million, and their parents are just happy, jubilating everywhere,
That's what I was
celebrating them.
saying. When you see your child, your son, moving around with some gang of people, you have to be careful. You have to report that child. But they are not doing that instead. They are not doing that. The parents need to learn how to regulate their children first, because if we have to address this issue of cultism in Edo State, we have to start from the family. From the family, because you cannot expect police officers to come and investigate your children at home, be staying with your children, investigating them. You have to do that. You have to do a kind of a primary investigator,
The truth
because
is
you
that
live with them.
the truth is that you see now in Nigeria, I said it before in your program, we have more people who are ready to steal that do not have the privilege to steal. They are just only talking this, saying that, saying this, saying that. They already have it in them. They already have the mindset, but just that they did not have the opportunity to steal. Most parents, we are saying now, some of them that are even free from it, have it in mind to even do it, but they don't have the privilege. Because if you don't have it in mind and you are encouraging it, you are aiding and abetting your children, people around you to do this thing. It shows that you are equally like them, because you are naturally what you support and you are totally naturally what you protect. It's not about only you doing it. Whatever thing you support, whatever thing you see your children doing and you that is wrong and you fail to speak against it, it shows that you are supporting them. It shows that you are like them also. This cultism we are seeing today, see, it will be very difficult for us to be able to deal with it. You know why? I will tell you today, majority of the people we have in governments, even politicians, even people we have even as rulers, whether religious, whether traditional rulers, or all of them, settle down and look. A lot of them are not free from this act of cultism. If you want to know, when you go to if you have a one-on-one relationship with them and you see them do some things where they have issues, you be ashamed that these are the kind of people we have as rulers, whether religious, whether traditional or political leaders in our state. They are not free from this, and that's why you see their children can easily go with it, because they know that this is what their this is what their parents do, and this is what they live on. Today in Nigeria, one even the government, one of the set of people they encourage more, that they give juicy positions, are these people. So how do you now expect even a young boy growing up not to see it as there's a life there?
There, yeah.
The
In
likes
order
of the
to gain
lions and
power,
tigers.
yes, in
The
order
likes
to
of the
gain
lions and
power,
tigers.
to
That's
occupy.
funny.
Yes, Elsie, I don't want to cut you off. It's like in order to get and occupy important position politically, you have to be a member of this group, courtesan, fraternity group, whatever they call it. Okay, so in order to get power in the society, you are encouraging criminality in the state like that. You are encouraging it. Even the politicians themselves, they are part of this business or this courtesan in the state. What do you expect? What do you expect when people who are supposed to regulate crimes in the state, they are all members of this fraternity group? How can you regulate or address a crime in the state like that? Right now, the major issue that is facing Edo State is this issue of courtesan. Over this year, so how many years now, no government has been able to address the issue of courtesan, because if you look at the root causes of this problem is from those who the elite, I would say the elite in the state. Okay, so when the elites are involved in this courtesan, it will be very difficult to regulate it.
When you have issues in state like this, that's the reason why you have lawmakers representing different constituency in the state. If you said if we say let's go by it, in a state where you have politicians, lawmakers, commissioners, SSC, and all that, who are totally part of this thing, how do you now expect them to be able to say something about this thing when things like this are going on? You saw on China's TV before Edo State election some months ago, where a former lawmaker in the state and federal level came out on national TV and was saying that these are the people they use for election. Even Sheung, the one that did Sheung, who was interviewing on that day, was shocked. Sheung was shocked on that day, and he was saying, "Honorable sir, did you mean that you gave these people, you called them, and you gave them?" Sheung was shocked. If a so-called honorable for both former honorable states and federal level can be able to admit on a national TV, I'm sure he did not know when that word came out of him. It shows, that's us to tell you that these people are not human beings. That's to tell you that we cannot find a total solution to this now. See, with all these things going on, look, even both the traditional and a lot of them, the religious rulers, even political leaders, how many of them have you seen that has come out and say, let them look for a lasting solution for this thing? When it's going on, you just see a lot of them just go mute, because they know what the problem is. They know where the problem is coming from. They know if they really want to tackle it, they know how to go about it. But they wouldn't do anything. They can't do anything because they know the people that are involved. This is where the issue is seen.
They are condemning the
Anywhere you
lives
see,
of our youth. You look at the young boys that were killed over these few days. Oh, Austin.
you know, I see. I only pity. Sometimes I want to pity the parents of the children, of the people that lost their life. Sometimes I also want to feel sad for people who are dying. But at times I see fear. I don't feel sorry for them. Sorry to say that, because even the Bible itself said, but the Bible said, whoever killed by sword shall die by sword. The day you decided to say you want to become a cultist, that's the day you gave up your life. You know that anything can happen to you at any time. And a lot of things that they do, and a lot of things that they've done before. So now it was nice also their turn, because they've done whatever they did before. Now it's also their turn. And I don't know how the parents, how they are able to even cope. Long ago, where I was working before, during my days in EBS, I was shocked one day. I went out one day. We were talking to a man, and I saw the man was very happy that they just gave his son an appointment because he's a member of one court or the other. The man was happy. I'm telling you of what in my present, it was both of us and a friend, somebody was with us on that day. When the man he was jubilating, he was celebrating. I know of a man in one of our former area around the St. Savior, where we have my farm, one of our family house. Every member of his family, both from the senior to the last born, they are all involved. They are all members of one cult or the other. And this man he knows, because he himself is also a member. The entire family from father, the only person that is free is the wife, their mother.
Because women don't
You
join.
even see them. You even see the boys, members of their court, packed to his house sometimes. They are drinking, doing different things. Even in the back, in his compound, they go to the backside and you see them do something when you're about. You sometimes you feel ashamed. But this man is feeling, yes, he's when there's anything you talk to him anyhow, you see him call his son, I'll just call, they'll do you this, you do this. A lot of these parents know that their children are members of one cult or the other.
Or the other.
And
Yes.
they are even proud to even use it to even oppress people around very close to them. That's why I don't even feel anything for them when they kill their children. I only feel sorry for their soul that they just condemned to hell. I don't feel sorry for even the parents, nor even the person that died, because the parents. See, we as a people have a long way to go. Another thing I've seen again, why it's also very difficult in Nigeria. Most people do not know when we talk about policing our state or community, it is not totally the responsibility of security agents. You understand? You live in the Western world. We are all the one policing our community and or wherever place we live. Whenever you see anything that is not right, even if you see a neighbor's son or daughter doing things that is totally not right, the next thing you do is to call the cops. But in Nigeria, when you call the cops, a lot of things are involved. It's either the police at the end of the day, when they get money, because they themselves are not so free from the act, they will not tell the person, this is who reported you. And later, the person that reported lives will not be in danger. Or, as you are even thinking of even calling them, they will not even show up. You understand? Your neighbor or people around will even be telling you, now you know pass. Now you tell me, say you do pass. Now make you the call police. Why you call police for this thing? Sometimes, most times I look at Nigerians and most people they don't really understand what they call law. When it comes to doing things, sometimes they're supposed to benefit all of us, to protect all of us. Emotions set in. They will begin to tell you why you go do one like this now, why you not forgive them. That's when you see when government sometimes want to clamp down on people who totally went out, who do a lot of things that are totally not in accordance with our law. You see a lot of them begin to say government for forgiven, government for leaving. They now start playing politics of doing a lot of things with it. I tell them, come. There's a difference between, you don't preach forgiveness when it comes to law. If you're in church, you are a Christian, you are talking about religion. The only thing that preach forgiveness is religion. But when it comes to law, when it comes to governance, when it comes to government, you don't talk about forgiveness. You hear them say, ignorance is not an excuse in law. Whatever thing you do that is against the law, there is already things on ground. You get punished for it. Until there is a stiff punishment in some of these, all this act of cultism, or when you have the act of rape and all that, in Nigeria, this thing will never stop. And why it is difficult for government to totally deal with it is this, because majority of the people that are members of the government, majority of them are not just even indirectly members, they are directly part of it. Apart from being members, they also use them to do whatever thing they want to do to get to office. That's the reason why you saw before those state elections, we were seeing some people saying they are lions and tiger, granting all the different interview, calling the media, doing a lot of things, talking as if they were Team God, because they know that these politicians depend on them to do whatever thing they want to do. You saw one that recruited boys, from even from our neighboring states. I don't want to call the name of the state now. Recruited talks, Curtis from our neighboring states, just to come and create mayhem, to come and create confusion in the last those state election. The issue is, if even the police officers know these people very well, but because even the police officers are they are also not free from these acts, they cannot arrest anybody. Let me give you a story that happened some years ago. As a journalist then, a young man saw one of his friends and said he wanted to sell a phone, and he was saying he's looking for a buyer. Later, he contacted one of his friend who is a banker that told him for a very long time that he's looking for a phone to buy. Maybe it's a second phone, but let this phone be good. And later, when he told the friend that they have somebody, one of my friends want to sell a phone, he said, okay, he's interested. He now contacted the two of them. Now he's the middleman. He now contacted the two of them. Later, they now got to know that the phone is a stolen phone, and the police came to arrest the three of them. Arrest the one who sold the phone, the one who bought the phone, and the one who linked the two of them. Do you know what happened? When they were in the police station, later the one that sold that sold the phone was released. Later on, after the deal and everything, the one that bought the phone was released. But the one that stood as the middleman, who did not steal, who did not also bought a stolen phone, was not released. It was in a prison for a very long time. What was the reason? Even inside the prison, the police officer that was in charge of the case and the one that sold the stolen phone were members of same courts. Now they were not telling him that he must become a member before they even talk of releasing him.
Oh, we have problems.
I'm telling you a true life story. They said he needs to become a member before they release. If you go to our police station, if you see a lot of things going on there, you cry. You just be sharing tears. The way a lot of people are being oppressed. You cry. See, this issue, if
So
you see any place where crisis like this,
what would be
you
the
see where
solution to this problem, Austin?
the only solution to this thing
yes,
is for us to begin to talk to parents, not the older ones or these ones that are just coming up now. It's for them to begin to know. Do you know society have totally lost its value? Do you know now our society, we totally lost what we call moral values? It is no longer there. Even the government, that's why you see in a state like Akwa Ibom State, you saw a first class graduate, someone that graduated with first class from in law, was not given any appointments, was not given anything. Then somebody that became that only attended the house, a BB Niger, where they were doing all sorts of nonsense, was gifted a house, was now made a brand ambassador.
Yeah, you said that before. I remember.
That's to tell you how our society has become. The kind of thing even the government encourage, and the kind of thing that they encourage today in our society. So if we must, the only way to come out of this is for us to begin to preach that moral values that is totally again.
Yeah.
And it's going to take time until we begin to get it right. People begin to differentiate between the good and bad. You know, long before now, some years ago, when they see anybody creating confusion like that, people begin to run from that person. Even you see everybody, even the community where they live, people don't want to associate with them. But these days, these people now, they are not the people that are not the high and mighty in the state.
Austin, And in order to address this issue of cultism in Edo State, we should start from the family. Because when you look at it right now, the elites, they are behind this cultism going on in the state. They are all members of the cultism. And those who are being affected by this issue of cultism are the youth. Youth from low income families. Will you expect the children of one rich person in Edo State now to be killed in the street of Benin? No, we haven't seen anything like that. This issue of cultism is affecting the children from low income families in Edo State.
You see, most of the children of you see civil servants giving birth to as far as 6, 7, 8 children. What are you doing with that? When you know you don't have the income, and these children grow up, they just go anywhere, begin to look for life and begin to look for any way they want to do it. So whoever entices them with anything, as long as they see something there, they just go.
Yes, they go for
And
it.
the parents do not also care, because they are looking for children who can just start carrying their responsibility, who they don't need to spend on, because they've created problem for the society. You understand? Whenever you are giving birth to a child you cannot take care of, as a man or as a woman, you are creating a future problem for your state, and for your nation. And this is what a lot of them do not know. This is what a lot of them do not know. Just look at most of the children. See, they are children of the big men. There are a lot of big men that their children are members of these courts, but you don't see them in the streets, and you don't see any of them being killed. Because why? Majority of that is going on today is a deliberate attempt by our politicians and by the government to keep manipulating the minds of the youths, and to keep using them so that they will not be able to they will not be able to relinquish power to them. And this is one of the major reasons why you see the old political class, they don't take us serious as youth when we are talking to them about taking power from them. They don't take us serious, because they've seen that they have a stronghold over our minds. See, the biggest tool in the hand of the oppressor is the mind
Is
of the
the mind of
oppressed.
the oppressed. Yes.
And that's what
Yes.
the government, and that's why they will
Albert
never fix our
Einstein.
educational system.
Yes.
That's why, see, when they are killing different sector, our educational system are killing everything, it's a deliberate act to put the people in abject poverty, control their mind, so that they can keep ruling over them. Don't give them the right information, so that they will not have the right knowledge to be able to get freedom. This thing is a deliberate act by the political class.
By the
That's why
elite.
the people they keep calling to give appointment or to give some things are the the so-called cultists that are creating problem. They call them, give them power so that they can control them. And when the ones that have been living well see that the people that they are empowering are giving so many things, getting appointment and orders, are people that are members of different cults and all that, they will be encouraged to join. Because you see, another mind is the devil's workshop. Look at the kind of schools we have in our states, in our country. When these children go to school, even from a child, when they go to school, there's nothing that occupy their mind. There's nothing they do with their mind. When they even go to school, when one of my friends was teaching in Niger College then, even when he was teaching a GSS 3, he said in the class, he saw almost over half of the class were already members of cultists, children of different cult or the other. There was a day where he disciplined a child for stealing. He disciplined a child for stealing. When the child got told the mom went to the teacher's house with the child, and they went to embarrass the teacher. They went to embarrass my friend. I was so angry, and that day I was not. I was at work. When I got home, when we saw during the evening that day, people explained everything to me. I was very mad. I had to look for a way to tell somebody to look for the house of that boy for me, because what even got me angry, they didn't even end there. Another day again, the little boy went to block him on the way with his friend. What were they? Only a gun. It took the people in that some of the civil defense, some of the organized themselves to deliver him on that day. You saw a little boy that was even old enough to be his son, telling him, "Uncle, if you just do anyhow, we'll just off you here now." If not for people that quickly ran to him in Niger College, a Niger College student, if not people that quickly came around that they rescued him. Because of that, I had to go and inform the police. We went to trace him. We went to his house during the night. The mother was also the one hiding the same child, a child that is less than 15. That little boy was just 13 years old. I'll be 14, about 13 or 14 years old. You understand me? See, if we must be able to, apart from even preaching moral values, I begin to talk to parents on how they give birth to, and how they give birth and all that. We talk about birth control and all that. We need to also think of how a lot of things we can do about our educational sector. Government needs to start doing. It happened long ago during Ogbemudia. Fix the educational system. Whenever during school hours, children are supposed to be in school. If you see them in the streets, don't just only arrest them. Look for their parents and lock them up.
I will block the Festus now. I'm going to block him. I'll block him away from this show right now. It's okay. Thank you about that.
Until we begin to do a lot of things to hold parents accountable, a lot of things would not also change. You understand me? I've seen people who cannot even feed themselves. They will also go ahead to marry, hoping that after marriage, door will open. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard from anybody. When you say you don't even have an income, you don't even have what you can even use to take care of yourself, you go ahead, you marry, and after even marrying, you begin to give birth to children you have no plan for. Don't you know that you are giving birth to problem for the state and for the nation? Because whenever you cannot take care of any child at all, that child will become is like somebody rearing a disaster, looking for when and how to happen. That is the situation of Nigeria today. That's why if you look anywhere in the nation where you have more children, people give birth anyhow, you have more problem in that region. Look at the north today. Because of people give birth anyhow, there where some of them will even have over 30-something children, marrying anyhow. That's why you have a lot of challenges there. They are now using the youth to be doing all sorts of terrorism. You understand? In doing some of these things, if the government is really ready, we need to start talking about birth control. Apart from preaching about moral value and everything, we need to do something about birth control in Nigeria very, very fast. Very, very fast. If we must be able to get a solution to all these things. Another thing again, people need to start holding a lot of these traditional rulers, even political leaders. We need to start doing something about them. And the entire security network has failed because of how they recruit them, and all of them being members of different things. What we are just doing for Nigeria is just a country that totally need to delete and reinstall. I'm just telling you the truth. You need to delete and reinstall, because whatever thing people that are supposed to make the law, they are not free from this act. The security agent, the people and all that who is supposed to be arresting people, persecuting people and all that, they are not true from all the people that are supposed to uphold the law. They are not free from all these things. Even the political, religious, and traditional rulers who are supposed to be talking against all these things, they are not free from all these things. Then where do we start from? You and I now, we are not lawmakers. You and I are not security agents. We are not religious leaders. We are not traditional rulers. Then then what do we do? The only thing we can only do is only to talk to do the little we can do for our family and to talk just like the way we are talking now. Nigeria is a nation that they just need to totally delete Nigeria. Then you reinstall. And when you are reinstalling, there needs to be a round table talk where the people need to talk. And when we're also going to have issue again, the people that are, if we are not careful, if this same set of people are the ones that also force themselves there to also talk for us, we are also going to continue with the same problem. You understand? So you and I only need to concentrate more on our family, the friends close to us who will listen to us, and begin to let them know about some of these things. Because look at what is one thing we need to keep telling them. Look at the children now that they just killed, the youth that they just killed. Whether the parents are members of one court or the other or not, especially the women, especially the mothers, now they're almost going mad. You know what it takes for you see a young lady where she just woke up one day, they called her and say, "Come, you're picking there." The person the lady want to run, you want to run mad.
Austin, I'm
So
sorry,
this
Austin.
pain.
Austin, hold on. I just have something. Okay. This Uyi White has been sending me messages here saying that he is Tony Kabaka would never come to YouTube believing this type of comment. Don't be posing as Tony Kabaka and believing threat messages. People have been leaving threat messages for me since how many months now? So these people are coming in form of Tony Kabaka, of which is not Tony Kabaka. To hell with you. To hell with you. If you cannot face me physically, to hell with you. Don't be using Tony Kabaka's name to post or leave threat messages for me. To hell with you. You cannot do anything. You cannot do anything. Edo State belongs to all of us, not for only you one. Don't tell me that I cannot. They have been leaving this type of messages for me for a long time now. Okay, so this person again is using Tony Kabaka name to leave message from saying that he is the Tony Kabaka. You are not Tony Kabaka. Look at me. Do you think you can come and play game with me here on Nebo TV? To hell with you. Whenever I'm in Edo State, I will announce it. When I'm in Benin State, I will announce it publicly so that you know that I'm in Edo State. Then I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you, okay?
See, the truth is this, when you have animals going around as human beings, that's when they can come out and begin to do such a thing. We have a lot of people today who do not, who I used to see it as maybe a lot of them are vulnerable, or they feed on them because of their ignorance. As the time went on, I now got to understand that this thing is not about vulnerability or being ignorance, because with a lot of killings, with a lot of crisis, Curtis fighting almost every time in Edo State, people that are still joining by now would have had this, they would have had the second thought. But if after all these things they keep joining every day without even thinking about the end result, it shows that these people are not ignorance, they are not vulnerable, they are just foolish. That's why I say it every time, that majority of Nigerian youths are naturally foolish. They are not vulnerable. They are not ignorant. They are naturally foolish. Because before you join anything, just like when you are going into an institution, a school, when you want to enter school, you remember when you started your program, what you see is that I'm going to study law, but at also time, this is what I will become, this is what I will begin to do. You understand? You see yourself, you see the future, you see your end in that thing. When they join these courts, different courts that they join, they've seen how people are being killed. They've seen how a lot of things have been happening in the states. A lot of them would have also seen that one day it will also get to their hand. Because if they don't have that in mind, it shows that they themselves are even more stupid. You understand? Whatever thing you join that make you carry a gun when you are not a police officer or an army officer, whatever thing you join, you cannot boldly beat your chest openly that this is who you are, this is what you've done. It shows that you are foolish for joining that thing. I can walk freely to today in anywhere,
No,
anywhere in the
the
world.
way they are joining the courts, Austin, is a form of masculinity, hegemony masculinity, that once you join the court, it will give you more power and privilege in the society. So those who are non-members are looked down upon. That's why. That's why they are joining
What
courts.
I'm talking, see,
Yeah.
what I'm talking about is this. For over many years now in our states, we've been seeing when they have issues, these courts, people when they always have this crisis that like the kind of one they have now, we've been seeing the kind of killings that have been going on. If somebody can still deceive a grown-up man, saying this thing will give you power, without and you yourself, you did not settle down to think with a lot of things that will come on later, it shows that that person is stupid. If maybe this thing has not been going on before in the state, that this is just the first time, that's a different thing entirely. Do you know that even after all this that is going on now, where there is killings, people doing all sorts of things, that there are a lot of people that still have it in mind, that still want to join? It shows that this thing is not about being vulnerable or being ignorant. It shows that these people are naturally foolish. If somebody can come to tell you that if you join now, you become powerful, the power that will not make you walk freely in the streets when there is crisis in the Benin, the same power that they are talking to you about is what you cannot boldly beat your chest openly that this is what you belong to. That's not power, that's foolishness. There's one thing, most of them, there are a lot of, I've had issues with, when I was in Benin, I had issues with a lot of people. One of the things that made me stay where a lot of things did not happen is that when they went to find out, they discovered that this person not just be anything, in mind they talk. And do you know these people respect you more when you are just when you are just a Jew, according to them, as they say? They respect you more than when you become their member. When you become a member of any court, they can talk to you and because they see you are a member of an opposition court. But when you are just a clean person, that you are not in any court, you talk to them, they even tell you, chairman, bros, how far now, boss, your boy is lawyer. They greet you, they give you high level of respect. High level of respect. Because they know that you can freely, there are a lot of things you can do. And this is one thing they don't know. But immediately you join anyone, the other person that is not a member of your same court starts seeing you as an enemy. Even when you laugh, you play, you do something together, in one part of his mind, he is seeing you as an enemy.
Yes.
If blood brothers can be fighting each other, one can kill the other, even born of the same parents, just because of they are not members of the same court. What do you think that a neighbor or a member or somebody in your community that you're not part of the same court, what do you think the person will be seeing you? I've seen where blood brothers, where one killed the other because they are not members of the same court, one killed the other. He killed his own brother because of courtism.
You know, why we are discussing about this cultism here is because we care about the lives of our youth. The lives of our youth. We are not happy to wake up like what happened to me this morning, seeing the pictures of our youth lying dead in the streets of Benin. We are not happy about that. We are not happy about that. We will celebrate Edo youth that is developing in the state. Edo youth that is celebrating success, academic success, innovation, technology. There are many areas, many fields that our youth can strive. But right now we are celebrating, or we are mourning the death of our youth. I would say we are mourning the death of our youth. We are not happy about that. The people that were killed over these few days, they are not members of my family. They are not. None of them. But I'm concerned about the lives of our youths in those states. That is why we are here discussing about it.
It's
Okay,
it's it's
so
it's, it's, it's very funny.
yeah, just imagine Austin. Some people are here leaving comments as if we are doing something wrong by complaining about this idea of cultism in those states. So people who are dying in the states, I'm not in Nigeria. I don't live in Nigeria. I've been in the West for years. I'm a Canadian citizen, but I'm concerned about the development of my state. That is why I'm here discussing about it. I'm not anything from it. These people
Anybody you see,
who died a week ago or a few days ago, I don't know any of them. But I don't want to be seeing our youth who are supposed to be in school, our youth who are supposed to be doctors, who are supposed to be lawyers, who are supposed to be engineers. They are dead, lying dead in the streets of Benin. Then I will be here, be happy.
anybody you see leaving comments saying all sort of whatever thing they feel like about this thing. I said before, people are naturally what they support. Anything you see people supporting, just know that's who they are. If they are not members
Even
of
though
that thing yet,
if they are members, but we still care about their lives. We don't want tomorrow to see what just happened in those states. Our youth lying dead in the streets. We don't want to see that. That is not a good experience. That is not what we are praying for. We are here in diaspora praying for the success of our youth back home. We don't want to be coming here on Nebo TV discussing about our youth that we are being killed in the streets of Benin. It's not giving us joy.
you just brought this diaspora in, and something just I just remembered something. Do you know some of us even in diaspora are the ones even giving them the rights, even giving them the more power to join all this rubbish that they are joining? I keep asking people, why will a grown-up man just carry a phone and call you, and you begin to run up and down and send them money? Not that he's asking you for money because you want to pay school fees or because you want to learn something. He just asks you for money, bros. Everywhere your title, and you just give them money. For what purpose? For what purpose? Because they are idle, they don't want to work, they don't want to make use of their mind, they don't want to get busy. That's the reason why they can have all the free time in the world to be doing all this nonsense.
Yes, exactly.
Do you expect? See, do you know there are some other people, even from the east, that are members of that are also members of different courts, because they are busy going about their daily activities, their businesses, thinking of how to make money, going here and there. They are thinking of how to enlarge their business. They can't sit down to come and be thinking how we'll go to kill that person. They are looking for do you know some of them even go to kill somebody for even as small as 10,000 naira? They just sit down, drink beer. They go there and begin to do nonsense because they are idle. When you wake up, you know sometimes how it is for you to wake up very early in the morning inside the cold. We are in the winter now. You wake up very early in the morning where you go to work. As you are coming back towards in the evening, you are thinking of his feast, this, then you eat. You now have the mind. Sometimes don't you see when somebody is calling you? You'll be seeing phone, you don't even have the time to pick. You are tired, you are thinking of how to, and then you now make all that kind of money. You now send to somebody at home, not because he's telling you he or she want to start business or she want to pay school fees. He's just sitting down. You send them money to be doing what? They depend on you, begin to use their energy to do some other useless thing. It is every time even that's what I start asking our people. You are asking me for this money. What are you doing? People cannot just sit down. You are plucking what you kill yourself for money, and in the diaspora, you not send money to them. They are sitting down and doing nothing. They are just doing nothing. Go and look, majority of some of them going about these court activities. Majority of them do not have anything to do. The only thing they now do again as a means where they think of making money is politics. Politicians giving them money, free money and all that.
I would also like to use this medium today to appeal to parents in Edo State to please be monitoring the activities of their children. especially the boys. The
How many
boys,
can they monitor
from
when they
what we
gave
saw
birth to
from
so
that
many
video,
children they can't take care of?
yeah, we already discussed about that. I know, Austin, I know, but at least they should try as much as possible to be monitoring their activities, because it's ugly to be seeing our youth who are supposed to be the future of Edo State lying dead in the streets of Benin. Yeah? How long are we going to be living like this in the state? This issue of cultism is becoming a phenomenon, if not a phenomenon, in Edo State, because right now the issue of cultism is the major problem facing the state. So, in order to address this issue, we should start from the family, the parents. Edo parents, please try as much as possible to be monitoring the activities of your children. From what I saw from that video yesterday, it shows that these boys, whenever they are involving in this type of walking around with some gangs, involving in illegal activities, parents are not paying proper attention to the activities. Is
Before,
the root cause of this problem.
do you know when any of your child get caught in any of some of these things? Do you know the parents of that child will be so ashamed? Eh? But these days, see, there's no longer moral value, no societal value. Our value system as Nigerians is no longer there. Everything is totally out. Now, that's the reason why you will see what we are seeing now. You understand? They polluted the society that they now see sane people. When you are talking about things that are supposed to be right, things that are supposed to be normal, they see it as an abnormal thing. When you live rightly, they see you as an abnormal human being. When you are just living by your own, living a very peaceful life, gentle life, and going about your daily activities, they see you as an abnormal human being. Then the ones that are living abnormally, people that are doing things that are not right, they see those people as normal human beings. This is where we've totally lost our values. And even when we talk about the traditional rulers, we as Edo people, we are cultured people. We know our values, we know our
Values.
heritage.
Yeah, we are
It's no
cultured
longer
people.
there.
Yes.
When you have children of people they see as chiefs, as members of these things in different communities that they live in, and some of them even oppress people in the communities because of these things. What do you expect? You understand? One of the major things we need to do now is just to pray, keep hoping. Because we have so many things. How many can we talk about? How many?
It's so sad, though. It's so sad that we are here mourning the death of our youth that are supposed to be the future of Edo State. This is so sad. It's
The
so
youth keep
sad,
saying
and we don't want to see this happening again in the state. Well, we are also lending our voices right now to appeal to parents, the government, the state government, to please intervene in this issue of cultism that is ravaging the lives of our youth in the state. It has been a long time that we have been facing this issue in the state. It is time for us to start addressing it. Those of us in diaspora as well are also impact this issue in the state. Please, let's do our best. Eh?
we have it's just only God. If we must also do nothing, I think the government should give it a facelift where they begin to know, especially their leaders in the states, so that whenever anything like this is going on, you know who and who to hold accountable. You know who and who to go for. If the government really want to do something about this thing, what they need to do, not just only calling them and doing that, begin to form whatever they want to form and give them money. Sit them down. Whatever thing you belong, that's whatever thing you do. For creating problem in the state, this thing will not be tolerated. If there's anything that you know who and who to go for, until they begin to go and arrest the leaders, a lot of these things won't change. Why the government can also do much? Because majority of them, as I said before, are part of the government. You understand? If majority of them are now maybe in top positions at the different levels, this thing is so easy to handle. So easy. Put a death penalty or put something like life imprisonment for all these things, and you see how it will drastically reduce. Do you know why they cannot boldly do it in the Western world? Because of the punishment that are involved. You understand? Because there are laws, there are these things that make the people to live right.
Yes, because the security here is intact. It's very difficult for them to promote this type of illegal activities in the West because of the security level here. But in Nigeria, it's very easy for them, especially that even all the security operatives are all members of the fraternity. So what do you expect? Those who are supposed to regulate crimes are also members of this crime or illegal association in the state, the elites.
An incident that happened over 10 years ago in our country here, where they do some court activities and they use machete on somebody. Do you know till now, they are still arresting people for it? Some of them ran away. They thought maybe they've totally forgotten everything. Even last year, they are till now, they are still arresting people. A lot of them, if I tell you, a lot of them are in the prison now. A lot of them. But in Nigeria, they just do things and they go away with it. They do things, they go away with it. That's the major reason why it's challenging for us to find a lasting solution to majority of all these things. There are no laws because the people who are supposed to be the lawmakers are not free. People who are supposed to uphold the law are not free. And even the people around there they're supposed to make laws for are not free. So who will not be the one to put this in place that will make people to run away from some of these things? Anybody can go into anything. But the truth, the reason why people will run away from it is when they know its consequences. But any action where there are no consequences, people live anyhow.
Look, Austin,
you understand?
Honestly, yeah.
Because when they don't know the consequences, they live anyhow. A place where there is no law will become a jungle. The only place where there is no law is a jungle. And in the jungle, it is survival of the fittest.
Thank you. That's just
our case in Nigeria. We don't have law.
And you know that in those states, according to what they told me, that they're even forcing some people to join the cultists or cultism in the states.
How they do a lot of them? They entice them. They entice them with the different thing. After you've eaten, they've done one or two things for you. They begin to think of how to oppress them to make them join. And because they know that you don't have anybody you are going to report to when these things are going on, that's why they go about with so much freedom to do something. Here, if you go to report to the police that so person is threatening you or even telling you to come and become a member of a court, that person you report, you reported to the police is gone for life. It's gone for life. That's why even people who are members of different court here dare not threaten you or dare not even tell you come and join, and you say you don't want to join, they try to force you. Just go to the police. But in Nigeria, whenever anybody suggests anything to you, and the police you are going to report to, they are not free. Because some of them just look for life. The way they recruit police in Nigeria is one of the biggest challenges we have today. Majority of them are people who could not make it in life, who could not go to school, who could not do anything. They just go to retire to the police. That's the reason why you are seeing a lot of them without common sense. If you ask a lot of people before, you see people who are just going about in the street, nothing to do. They just look for a way, help me join police. then how do you expect those people to be able to live well? You
It's a
understand?
pity. It's
So
a
when
pity.
people know that there are no consequences for whatever actions that they do or whatever things that they do, they will keep living anyhow. That's the issue. That's the reason why you see when they were talking about NSACs the other day, the government was laughing at us because they know that there are a lot of youth, they can manipulate their mind, give them some money, and they'll begin to create problem. What we are fighting for is what will benefit us or as a nation. But then because they are fools, because they totally sold their freedom and their mind to them,
Yes.
the politicians can use them as hoodlums to create to be able to begin to set confusion
That's what
everywhere.
that's what they did. That's what they did during the NSAS protest that they deployed some hoodlums to be attacking, even killing innocent protesters in the streets of Abuja, even in Edo State as well.
You saw one of the
At the
cars in Abuja
beginning,
that they use,
yeah,
official car, government
yes,
official car.
yes, we saw that. We saw that. We saw that.
It's a pity. It's a very big pity. And